From planning to execution, defining your property management services. As we move forward from Section 16, where we focused on compliance with finder fees and understanding the limits of compensation, we now shift into the next critical step in building your property management business, defining the services you actually provide. Because having a plan, Section 15, and staying compliant, Section 16, only works if your services are clearly defined, consistently delivered, and properly documented. This is where many property managers either build a strong, scalable business or create confusion, disputes, and liability. Your services are not just what you do, they are what you are legally and contractually responsible for. What should a property management company offer? A well-structured property management business provides a full range of services designed to protect the property, generate income, and ensure compliance. At a minimum, these services should include tenant screening and leasing, rent collection and financial reporting, maintenance coordination, legal compliance, and documentation. These core services form the foundation of your operation and tie directly back to earlier sections on accounting, landlord-tenant law, and broker supervision. For example, if you are collecting rent but not providing proper financial reporting, you are already creating risk under Arizona trust account laws. Tenant screening, your first risk filter. Let's tie this back to Section 15 and your policies and procedures. Tenant screening is one of the most important services you provide, and one of the biggest areas of liability. A proper screening process should include credit checks, criminal background checks within legal limits, employment and income verification, rental history, and references. For example, placing an unqualified tenant in a Gilbert rental property can lead to missed rent, eviction costs, and damage to the property. Strong screening protects your owner, your reputation, and your business. This also connects to fair housing compliance. Screening must be consistent, documented, and non-discriminatory. Marketing and leasing, filling vacancies efficiently. Another critical service is marketing the property and securing qualified tenants. This includes online listings, social media exposure, professional photos, clear property descriptions. For example, a well-marketed property in Chandler will lease faster and often at a higher rental rate than one with poor exposure. This ties directly back to your role as a licensed professional under AAC R4-28502, ensuring advertising is accurate and compliant. Rent collection and financial reporting, the heart of operations. Now let's connect this directly to Section 11, accounting terms. Rent collection is not just about receiving money, it is about handling client funds properly and transparently. A strong property management company will track all rent payments, follow up on late payments, provide monthly and annual financial statements. For example, if an owner in Scottsdale asks for a breakdown of income and expenses, you must be able to provide accurate, timely reports. Failure to do so can lead to disputes, complaints, and potential violations under ARS, paragraph 32, Twin 174. Maintenance and repairs, protecting the asset. Maintenance coordination is another key service and a major area of daily activity. This includes routine maintenance, emergency repairs, vendor coordination, preventative upkeep. For example, responding quickly to an AC issue during an Arizona summer is not just good service, it may be required to meet habitability standards under landlord-tenant law. This ties directly back to Section 6, Landlord-Tenant Act, and your obligations to maintain the property. Property inspections, staying proactive. Regular inspections help identify issues before they become major problems. These may include move-in inspections, move-out inspections, periodic occupancy inspections. For example, identifying a small leak early can prevent thousands of dollars in damage later. This is a proactive approach that protects both the owner and your management business. Legal compliance, your ongoing responsibility. Compliance is not a one-time task, it is ongoing. A property manager must stay current on landlord-tenant laws, fair housing regulations, licensing requirements. For example, mishandling an eviction or failing to follow proper notice procedures can result in legal consequences and delays. This ties directly back to Sections 9 and 10. Violations and legal scenarios. Communication, the glue that holds it all together. Effective communication is one of the most underrated services in property management. You must maintain clear and consistent communication with both owners and tenants. For example, updating owners on repairs, responding to tenant concerns, Providing timely financial updates. Poor communication is one of the leading causes of complaints, even when everything else is done correctly. Understanding fees, transparency builds trust. Now let's connect this back to Section 15, your business plan, and Section 16, compliance. Your fee structure must be clear, transparent, and documented. Common fees include monthly management fee, typically a percentage of rent, leasing fee, renewal fee, maintenance or service fees. For example, if an owner does not understand your fees up front, disputes are almost guaranteed later. Transparency protects your relationships and your reputation. Avoiding hidden costs and misunderstandings. A professional property manager ensures that all services and fees are clearly outlined in the Property Management Employment Agreement. For example, charging extra for basic services without disclosure can quickly lead to complaints and potential disciplinary action. This ties directly back to your duty of honesty and disclosure under AAC R428-1101. How this section connects to the entire course. This section represents the operational side of everything you've learned. We started with laws and compliance. We built systems and plans. We addressed violations and compensation. Now we define the actual services that bring your business to life. Because at the end of the day, your services are your business, and how you define, deliver, and document them will determine your success. Online discussion. Why is tenant screening one of the most important services in property management? Answer. It reduces risk by ensuring reliable tenants who can meet lease obligations. How does clear communication impact property management success? Answer. It prevents misunderstandings, reduces complaints, and builds trust with owners and tenants. Why must fees be clearly disclosed in property management? Answer. To avoid disputes and ensure compliance with legal and ethical standards. Multiple choice questions. What is a core service of property management? Tenant screening. Answer. Tenant screening. What is the purpose of financial reporting? To track income and expenses for the property owner. Answer. To track income and expenses for the property owner. What is a key benefit of regular property inspections? Identifying issues before they become major problems. Answer. Identifying issues before they become major problems.